Welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast with your hosts, Joe Clarke and Jon Passow.
Joe, let us reflect that whatever fortune may be our lot could only be worse in Detroit.
Interesting.
Oh, hey guys. Welcome to another episode of a Starter and a Chaser podcast, where every week we review one whiskey and one beer. I'm Professional Brewer Jon Passow.
I'm Whiskey Connoisseur Joe Clarke.
Now, Joe, what do we have for the starter?
We have a Bruichladdich, the classic Laddie Scottish barley.
Scotlick. And for the chaser, we have Sunturned Brew from Norway's Nøgne Brewing Company.
Nice. So the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie is an Islay single malt Scotch whiskey, except it's an Islay that is unpeated. Whoa! So anyways, Bruichladdich was originally founded in 1881 by the Harvey brothers and then resurrected in 2001, where actually they still use much of the Victorian age machinery and equipment that they have there.
Very cool.
It's all been restored, and they're kind of doing it the way they were doing it back then. And obviously we've known it's been sitting for a long time. Not really sure on the time. If you guys have heard, comment below if you know how long it sat that way and why did it sit that way, because there's not a lot of information on that. The Classic Laddie is their flagship whiskey. Flagship. It is unpeated like most Islay whiskeys. Like I said earlier, it's 100% Scottish grown barley. Unpeated.
It's got
unlike most
unlike.
Islay. Yeah, it's unpeated, unlike most guys. So Islas are always very heavy peat, heavy smoke. So I've never had this before. It'll be interesting to take a nose on this because
see what
Islay without the smoke.
What lies underneath the smoke?
It would. Okay, we'll get to that all later. We're getting ahead of ourselves here. So it's aged in American and French cask, and it is 100 proof.
Whoa.
Nice. That's where we like our booze. That's right, like that, man.
So we've got this pre-poured. I'll hold it up to the camera per the usual. And this is a lighter color.
Very light.
You know, they age this on the coast there, so there's not a lot of heat to really kind of rapid age it, and there's not going to be a lot of evaporation.
Nice coating.
It's just a nice light color.
Yeah, nice coat. It's got some legs. Legs are coming down. It's a medium drink. Yeah, I'd say it's a medium drink. Now, this is going to be the interesting part. Man, see, this doesn't nose like an Islay at all.
Yeah.
You're just pulling all the fruit and the honey and vanilla. Oh my gosh. It's like, you know when you drink an Islay and you have the smoke, and when the smoke kind of starts dissipating or before the smoke hits you, depending on where in the palate it goes, you have just that blossoming fruit and honey and almost like, this one almost has like a honey watermelon taste to a honey cantaloupe taste to it. That's what I'm getting, like cantaloupe. Wow, very tropical. Man, like banana-y. Wow, it's super complex on the nose. You can probably nose this for 20 minutes and just keep pulling more. Oh yeah. Our
mutual friend Richard Douglas, that's what he loves about whiskey. He could sit there and nose it forever. So this is probably one that you would very much enjoy.
Absolutely. Yeah, Richard. Yeah, we'll sit down and do that.
Yeah, I think we shall. So, melon, tropical, honey, fruity,
honey, vanilla-y, like some little barrel notes in there, like a little oaky in there. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should. Slonsa?
Yeah, sure. Oh man, this is like, honey, dude. Like honey that you're spooning right out of the jar. Fresh bee honey for me.
I'm going for a second before.
Fruity.
Excuse me, that 100 proof hits a little bit. I'm going to go for a second before I say anything.
Oh man, John, this is exactly like divorcing the smoke from an Islay and just getting the concentrated
tropical fruit.
Oh my gosh, and honey.
Mango. Yes. Honey. Melon,
cantaloupe,
honey, melon, mango. I mean,
the barrel is hitting hard on the back end.
No, it's not. Yeah,
no, go for a third one.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'll do a third.
Yeah, it's getting splintery.
Yeah, it's starting. Those tannins are really starting to build.
Wow.
I'm getting a little salt on this, like a little sea salt. Just a hint. Just a hint that like moves in between those flavors. I'm getting a lot of saliva from that heat. That heat's kicking up.
No, this is very succulent. This is very mouth-watering.
Yeah.
This is really, holy, I'll save all that for later.
I'm not getting any Kentucky hug or anything like that.
No, it's just like a little spicy.
Yeah, it hits my like the center of my palate.
Actually all around lips and the sides of my mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, like front and back. There's no like mid palate. I'm getting it kind of steadily throughout, but the barrel, the more you take another sip.
Don't mind if I do.
The tannins in the barrel, what we mean by like splintery, some drinks like this are almost kind of like literally licking a piece of wood.
Yeah. I mean, it can be over the top woody tannin to get to that splintery level, but sometimes that works for
it works depending on the other flavors.
Old Grandad 101 or Old Grandad Bondel and Bod. That one is just like licking the side of a barrel, but it works for it, and I feel it works for this one too.
It does. This is
It balances that sweetness and that honey and melon. It's an interesting contrast, and I do get some of that French oak note to it. That some of that vanilla that starts to come out. Wow.
This is super complex.
Absolutely.
Super complex drink. And at 100 proof, oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I'm getting chills from it. It's so good.
Some of these things, when we say they're complex, sometimes they're like subtly complex. This one is like, it's medium. I mean, it's there. The flavors are just like so discernible, but there's a lot going on. So it's not like it's subtle, but it's got a lot of really rich complexity.
It is, it's somewhat concentrated. It's heavy on the flavors it's not hard to pull the flavors out of this either.
No.
This is something you could sit back for a long time and really enjoy and keep just pulling out of it and pulling out of it. But guys, we're gonna take a little break here and we're gonna get on to the Chaser.
And we are back with the Chaser. And the Chaser is Sunturned Brew barley wine from Nøgne Brewing Company. Now, Nøgne Brewing Company was started in 2002 by Gunnar Wigg, and it is in Grimstad, Norway. It is Danish. Nøgne is Danish for naked isle. Now, Nøgne not naked nude person on aisle number 7. Naked island for all the little small islands that surround Norway.
Just trying to give them tips, man.
But on the edge,
naked communities.
Make sure you have suntan lotion. The brewery, now that we're back on track here, the brewery is actually Norway's largest supplier of craft beer and Norway's first producer of sake. God, I'd love to get a sample of their sake to review here for the podcast. That would be awesome. Now, they are continually rated as one of the top 100 breweries on the planet by Rate Beer. And this particular brew is a barley wine, but not any barley wine. It is a smoked barley wine. It's 11% ABV and has 30% smoked malts and 20% rye. So
that
Joe likes rye.
Rye's cool. I like rye whiskey. So, but the smoke is scaring me, man. 30%. Ooh.
We'll see what you think of this one.
The jury is coming out on this one.
Now this has been aging for a little bit. Barley wines, not the best fresh. You really want to age it. And this is one that has been aged a little bit. I don't have an exact date on it.
We had a barley wine on another episode.
Yeah,
the Noble Beast.
Yeah, Noble
We don't
Beast.
rat, we don't run.
Yeah, which we both loved.
Yeah, so this is like my.
So if you want to check that episode out, we'll have the link up there.
Right up here.
All right, let's take a look at this, Joe. Actually, here, you get the one with that. No, I'll get the one with that.
I'm good.
Yeah. Wow.
It's dark.
It's dark, but it's not stout dark. It is like
It's a
brown. Different.
like a red wine, kind of.
Oh, actually, I'm getting a little red hints now that I hold it up to this light.
Yeah, I'm getting red. It's red and brown.
Red and brown.
Yeah.
Red and brown. What are you smelling?
Ooh, grapey.
Oh, the head is just
Grapey.
crazy on this. Grape?
Yeah. Malty, caramely.
All good signs.
Little rye.
Barleywine.
The smoke is it's just a hint. It's just a hint of smoke.
Just a kiss of smoke.
It's not heavy at all. At all. It's just in the background, but yeah, the rye, the caramely maltiness to it, and yeah, I think we should just take a drink of this, John.
And speaking of drink, by the way, this is a snifter. It's the ideal vessel for barley wines.
Okay.
Prost.
Oh yeah.
A little higher carbonation for a barley wine. I'm noticed that, but those well-aged malts, the smoke, the rye.
How hoppy is this?
I don't think it's said.
I'm getting it.
50 IBU, so not that hoppy. This is like pale ale level.
I'm getting it.
I do get a little bit of the hop but that's nice though, because that balances that malt sweetness that you get up front, that caramel note.
Sure. Yeah. It is caramely. Wow. It is malty caramely. Yeah.
Oh, I just got to keep going back.
The rye is not super present on the palate like it is the nose that I was getting on it, but it's very malty, caramely, winey. It's not complaining.
No,
but,
no.
Winey.
And I'm not going to complain about this either.
No.
Yeah, right up front, caramel malts. Little balanced by that hop.
Yeah.
Smoke comes in on the back end and supports that rye. And like Joe was saying, it's not a lot of rye on the palate, but it does have a little bit of that rye note.
I'm not pulling a ton of it. I'm getting that nice lingering smoke though.
Aftertaste is when the finish is when I pull most of the rye out.
I bet this would be John he likes cigars a lot for sure. I bet this would be. I've smoked cigars too. I'm just not heavily into it, but by the way, this would be something to mix.
Yes, absolutely. This would stand up to a nice Maduro, just Cuban. I keep going back to Cubans for this one. But by the way, if you want to see some of our, my cigar pairings and reviews, visit our Instagram page. That's where I post all of those reviews at.
Yeah.
But man, barley wine, Norway, doing it right.
Yeah, this is good, man.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. Yeah, I was worried about the smoke because I'm always a little leery about smoky beers. So, sometimes they just don't agree with me. I agree with this one.
Yeah, I want to let this one really warm, because as it warms up, it's just all those flavors are going to really come out. There you go.
Yeah.
And as we cradle our beers here, we will give you our final thoughts.
Okay.
Joe, what are you thinking about this cool, unpeated Islay Bruichladdich?
Bruichladdich. So the classic Laddie, Scottish barley.
Doctor.
Awesome. It's really cool, man. It's Islay. It's an Islay without the smoke. It's like you just kind of pull the smoke out, but you get all the heavy concentrated flavors of the fruits and the tropicalness of it, the honeys, the vanillas. I mean, they just like keep popping. And the more you drink it, it's so complex in such a good way, but it's very well balanced, guys. I would challenge you Islay lovers, because you guys love the smoke, to pick one of these up and kind of put your palate to a test here.
See what you think. And if you do that, be sure to leave a comment down below and hit the subscribe button while you're there. And by the way, you can listen to us on all the podcast networks and blah, 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 Patreon.
Yeah.
I completely agree with what Joe said. I mean, to have an Islay without that smoke and you still get all those tropical notes and that undercurrent of what usually supports the smoke, I mean, it's such a unique experience. And the fact that it's so complex and so well made on top of it, I mean, it's just it's a home run.
I think this is going to be one of my favorite brands.
I am, of what I've had from them, I mean, they are probably topping my list right now for Scotch. I mean, and that's crazy for me to say on an Islay. Never been my favorite. I like the really high age Islas like Lefroy 18. I don't know, Lefroy. Look out, buddy, because here they come. There's a new Laddie in town. Now,
the beer. What do you think on the chaser here?
Ooh, you know, I've very much been into Nøgne. We're very lucky here in Cleveland, Ohio, to get some of their beers. They don't distribute very far. And the Sunturned Brew is just a fantastic example of a barley wine. It has everything that you want, plus the added cool notes of the rye and the smoked malts. This is one that definitely throw a couple down in your aging cellar and just forget about them for a decade and go back and try. Well done. Well done. What do you think?
Love it. Love it. As it warms up, you're getting more. I get more now. I'm starting to taste the rye and a little bit more of the smoke coming through, which is it's okay because there's still the malt sweetness and the caramel to kind of balance that out, because the caramel and the malt sweetness is strong on it, and this kind of just like says, whoa, 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 whoa. Step back a little bit. Let's kind of mingle it here, and it's very good. I like it a lot. I'm liking these barley wines. They're really cool. Yeah, definitely.
We're gonna have to do more barley wines in the future. We gotta turn him on to an American barley wine, because we've been doing a lot of English styles, and this is kind of Norwegian style, but it leans towards the kind of English style, I would say. Okay. So we'll test your palate.
American style.
That is this week's episode of a Starter and a Chaser podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will be back next week with another episode, and be sure to check out some of our special episodes every other Monday. There we go.
That's it, man.
Yeah, Cleveland. At least we're not Detroit.
Wow.
We're not Detroit!